stuck, and it's as if I'm just getting nowhere. So I thought, you know what, the base camp that we are supposed to do this week is everything about your budget and how to crunch that debt. Everything about the debt. We've done budget, and how to really crunch your debt so that you can get out of it. In the sense that, in the end of the day, we need money so that we can make money, do investments. We are really only going to get rich if we have money to invest. Savings are not always the way to it, but it's the thoroughfare if you think of it that way. But I want you to go back to last week. You've had about 2 weeks to do your budget exercise, and the exercise were twofold. One was income and expenses, and the other one was your assets and liabilities. So if we go to the jungle and we use whatever we see in the jungle as an example of how it works, let's think of assets first. So for every animal out there, the first asset that they have is actually that place where they stay. Whether it's a burrow for a little pig or even a snake, or whether it's a nice big hole for all the little meerkats to get together as a family, whether it's a high treetop for some of the bigger birds, even a leopard. To them, it's the safest place where they can stay for that night. So it's really an asset. The second thing is the offspring is an asset to them, because without that gene pool going forward, there's no more new beautiful white lions coming, or no new more springbok being born. So it's really important that they protect their children. And then also a big asset, especially if you're a carnivore, is that quart of the day. If you are busy eating here and having an absolutely amazing time, and a hyena is coming along and taking away that asset which you just fought so hard for. If you think of the cheetah, they are just running their butt off to get hold of that piece of meat and to really feed themselves. And then something happens, and there's this wonderful hyena, and he just comes along and he takes away that asset. Because remember, if you've eaten in the veld, you have the capacity to look after your young. Okay, so that's their assets. They have assets. Shelter, food, which for us is not really asset in that respect, but for us an asset is definitely shelter. So it's like property. And yourself. Because if you cannot bring in that next catch, your wild little young ones in that burrow that's waiting for you are going to die. They are not going to have anything to eat. And also then, if you think about it, the liability is that guy that's passing by and that's taking away that asset from you and is saying, no, Choma, give it here. It's now not yours. It's mine. I want a piece of this pie. Or so if you lose an asset, your family is immediately in dire straits. So how are you going to protect that? But before you can protect it, you need to understand what exactly is an asset in your life. What exactly are the liabilities? The hyena that's going to walk past you and say to you, listen, I want that back because you cannot afford it. And you are not working well with your money. So I'm taking away some of these things that you've worked so hard for. And you still feel like you're working your butt off, but you just cannot get through the month. How are you going to do this? So therefore, we did this income and expense spreadsheet. And it's something that I also do. Because every weekend you tell yourself, this weekend I'm going to be a good girl. And then you just see something brilliant and you just think, no, this is for me. It's got my name on it. It's got to have it. But when you start writing down, this exactly is my income, and think of every cent that you're getting in. Even your best friend at the office that borrowed money from you and you're getting that back, even if it's a 50, write it down because it's money coming in. And then every little thing that is an expense, you are going to write that down. Everything, guys, and listen, I'm being seriously here. Everything that coffee, that extra burger, even if you don't have money for that extra coffee or that extra burger, I want you to write all your expenses down. The reason why we're doing it this way is so that you can somewhere along the line free up. Let's say we start with a 200 Rand, a $200, 200 euros. Start with a magic number like a 200. So I want you to free up 200, and you need to understand, where are you going to get that? That's very important. So we have to go and find a 200 that you are spending now on something that's not worth it, something maybe that's not necessary, maybe a gym certificate that, I don't know, some companies work on certificates, some countries work on contracts. But whatever it is that you are spending your money on, we need to find out. Therefore, we're going to go through that income and expense sheet. And I know so many of you have phoned me and said, I don't know, I just do not see where, I do not see how, I cannot find a place. But you will be surprised on where I will be able to find some money for you. So, yes, welcome to the next boot camp, which is going to be the debt cruncher. But I want you to go back to your assets and liability sheet, to go back to your income and expense sheet. You've had 2 weeks. Go through it again, make sure it's fine, send it to me. I cannot help you crunching the debt if you do not send it to me. So I need to see it. And well done for those of you that have already phoned me, that have already mailed me, that said, look, it's hectic, it's daunting. I know. It is really, really, really tough. And I wish we could all just sit in nature and enjoy the birds and bees and everything like that. But I want you to think about nature. What do they do when it's tough out there? The buck, they don't really reproduce. They wait until it's a better season. The bees, they just keep on making honey. The ants, they just keep on gathering. The squirrels, they just keep on taking the stuff high up in trees and putting it away in deep, deep little holes. So if we think of nature, what do they do when it's really tough out there? They do not reproduce for the sake of a lot of new little birds that needs to be fed, or lots of new little buck that needs to be fed. They just wait a bit and they hang in there and they wait for the next season. Now we know the next season is close at hand. Harvest time. It can be winter, it can be summer, it can be spring, wherever you are. There's always a harvest time. And there's always a time to start putting that money away so that you can understand how compounding interest works. And we're going to talk about interest and compounding interest when we do your debt restructuring and how to crunch your debt, because you need to understand what exactly it is that you pay for. Is it just the house? Or is it interest on the house? A car? What charge? Who charges? Where do they charge it? And how you will make interest work for you. So hang in there, send it back to me, and I hope to see you on the other side. Bye-bye.